Hello, my name is Mike Herman with the Dell EMC Federal Modern Data Center team, and today I'm going to demonstrate some of the common SAN administrative tasks on our enterprise level PowerMax all-flash storage array. Before we begin, it is presumed that you have already have your host connected and storage connected to fabrics or through fiber channel connectivity or through network switches via iSCSI connectivity using the Dell EMC documented best practices. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Going to browse to my Unisphere for PowerMax URL, log in with some credentials. And it brings us, the home screen is a dashboard of all of the arrays that this Unisphere for GUI is managing and administrating. You can see that we have a variety of VMAX arrays here, both 950, 250s, and even some VMAX 2s, a couple PowerMax 2000s. Again, this is just the dashboard for all the arrays when you first log in. For today's demonstration, I'm going to pick the PowerMax 8000, so let's go ahead and click on that. And when we click on the individual arrays, it brings you into the home dashboard for this array, and you can see right away that it brings you up some performance characteristics. It shows you your read and write, host IOs a second, latency. You can even click on change those reports over to 1 day or 2 weeks for 4 hours. You can click on the storage group compliance, and it tells you that we have one that's critical and 31 that are stable. You can click on this guy and even drill it down into farther and work on that. You can see that this one has an issue with infrastructure demo underscore masking view has a problem with the diamond service level. So as an administrator, within just a few seconds, we were able to determine that, we have a storage group out of compliance. That's a little bit more advanced than what we were going to do today. So today I'm just going to show you some of the basic storage provisioning. So let's go ahead and click on the hosts over on the left and go into the host and host groups. And let's go ahead and create a host. I'm going to call it test dev underscore ESX001. We're going to click the initiator type of fiber. It's already selected, and you can see that you can also select iSCSI here. We have no iSCSI initiators here. So I'm going to head and pick 2 adapters for this particular host. Add those initiators to the host and click on the run now. You can see that there's an add to job list too. That if you wanted to schedule this job to run at a different time, possibly later on tonight, you can certainly do that as well. For today's demonstration, we're going to click now, run now. We can see that host was created. It's just now here are our hosts and host groups list. Test dev ESX001, 2 initiators, and 0 masking views. Let's go ahead and create one more. We're going to call it test dev underscore ESX002. Again, pick a couple fiber channel initiators, add them to there. And do a create or run now. Close it out. You can see that now we have our 2 test dev ESX001 and test dev ESX002 hosts. Now I want to create a host group and put both of these into a host group. We're going to call it a test dev group. We're going to find the hosts that we had just created and add those into those groups. And we're going to do a run now. Let's expand our test group, test dev host group out. You can see that we have both ESX 001 and 002 there, with both each of them having 2 initiators. Let's go ahead and provision some storage to the entire host group. I'll put a test dev database underscore 001. We're going to assign it to the storage resource pool of 1. Give it a diamond service level. We want 1 volume, and we want it to be 50 gig in size. We're going to go ahead and we can, in PowerMax, you can disable compression per storage group. For this particular demonstration, we're going to leave the compression enabled. Hit next. There's our 2 FA ports assigned to us. You can see that they're spread across 2 directors, giving you the best practices. And we hit next again. And we're going to do a run now. And today, for this one, I'm going to do a show task, and it'll show us all the individual tasks that it's actually doing for creating that volume. You can see that our job was successful, and so now we break that open, and we see now that we have each host with a master view of each of them with 1. So we have successfully assigned, created a volume and assigned it to the test dev host group cluster. One other thing that is very easy to do is, let's say that we want to do some snaps of that particular database. So we go over into our storage and our storage groups. Let that list expand out. We're going to scroll down and find our test dev database that we just created. And here it is right here. And let's say we wanted to protect that guy. So we're going to click on protect. We're going to select the type of technology that we wanted to use. Just for today's demonstration, I'm going to pick point in time using SnapVX. We're going to give it a snapshot name. And we can tell it to expire for a time to live. Let's say that let's go ahead and do that. So a time to live for this particular snapshot would be, just pick whatever day you want. Let's say I want to keep this guy for 1 day. This snapshot will exist for the 24 hours. There's an enable the force flag option. So we have, we have it set for time to live. We're going to hit next. We can also schedule these if that's what you wanted to do. So you could do a reoccurring of this. So I wanted this to reoccur every day. You could do that via right through here. But for today, we're just going to do a single snapshot. I'm going to go ahead and add that job and do a run now. Click on show tasks, and you can see that again we were very successful in creating the snapshot of this. So I mentioned a few things that we wanted to do the run now on. So I also wanted to show you that if you were to say schedule that job, you would want to click on the view job list right up here, and let's do a view of all jobs. You can see here's the list of those jobs that I just did. If you had just created the one, then put it into a schedule, then this is where you would want to go to enable that, or you can tell it to run at that particular time. For today, I'll go ahead and even do that for you. Let's go back into home, click on our array. Let's go into hosts, and for a demonstration I will go ahead and let's do another provision storage to host. schedule test. One volume, 1 gig. Hit next. FA ports. And we're going to add that job to the list. It says that the Create Masking View job was added successfully. So to show that where that job would be, we go over here and you can see that the Create Masking View job that we just threw in there is currently unscheduled. So if you wanted to run it right now, you would just highlight it, click run, or if you wanted to schedule that job, this is how you would do that for the future case. We're going to go ahead and do a run. Cancel. Go ahead and do a run. Hit OK. And that one is there running. And it has succeeded. So we'll go back out there, take a look at that array again. And you can see now that we now have 2 masking views on it. So you can see that provisioning storage on PowerMax is super easy. It's easy to protect it and create snapshots. And I thank you for your time today.